Eh,
Forgot I had
Are
to
we
click on the
rolling?
stream. All right, it's been a second. Sorry about that.
no, it's still low. Oh
Ed?
no.
Oh,
Are we going?
I think.
Looks like it's working.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're good. I
Yeah.
think we're
All
good.
right.
So it had to be mine for some reason. So I don't know
Yeah.
if our internet's getting messed up or what, but
We are back.
Fine.
We are back. We are back.
I will take the blame. So did you
All
shut
right.
down your gaming system? No, but I did. Get messed up. What? Who's playing it in the background?
Not me.
I will take the blame. Joe, is that you?
I don't think so.
No, it's all right.
Mute us now. Mike, mute everybody.
What?
Mute each individual person before it goes away.
Oh, hold
Is
on.
that you?
I don't think
That was me.
It
Oh,
was you, Eric?
all
Yeah,
right, we're
man.
good. We're good.
All right.
Woo!
We're in the house. We did it. There is a glitch in the Matrix, Mike. You are correct.
We are back.
Charles, I saw you in there from Keystone History Hoarders.
Hey.
Mama's Gone Detecting in the house. Southwest Florida Treasure Detecting in the house. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Blame it on me, as usual. I don't know what was wrong, but it was lagging when I was trying to stream it through my computer. So that's good. Sonia's in the house. I saw her.
Hey.
I think she has a new
Come back in.
Facebook page. She just added us.
What's that?
Is Tim in?
No, not yet.
Anyways, wish me luck metal detecting. I think this is the first time I've seen you in here, so welcome.
Yeah.
This is
Hello.
a bad first stream to hop into, I guess.
Hey, listen, this will set the bar low, and then we can really
Yeah,
razzle
exactly.
dazzle.
Yeah.
Later
Bobby, what's going on, Bobby?
Hey,
Saw
what's
you
up,
in
Bobby?
here. Has Bobby been killing it, Eric, or what? Has he been finding
Bobby
some
has
other
been
stuff?
killing it.
He's been on like a crazy copper streak, right?
Yeah, he's got another 2 today.
Dang.
And Bobby is one of the newest members of Brotherhood.
He's the newest brother.
Bobby!
Congrats,
Congrats,
dude.
buddy. Congrats.
That's
Welcome to
awesome.
the Brotherhood. That's exciting. Now we got to get Bobby in here to talk a little bit, huh?
Right.
So, DF Digger said I found an 1892 coin in the pond today. That's awesome.
Nice. How
Good
wet
find.
did you get?
Yeah. How's everybody else doing? J-Zone, what's going on? What's going on? I have relayed the information that you sent me over earlier in our email. Thank you. Which reminds me, and Joe, if Tim's having issues, will you try to resend him the link or something? I don't know if I emailed it to him, but which reminds me, everybody, we are going to do Clad for Kids again this year. So we are excited to announce that. You'll see more posts as we move forward. We are going to support the exact same organization that we supported last year, America's Grow a Row. They continue to feed hungry kids and hungry families all over, which is amazing. So I am working it out with the president of the farm now. Hopefully we can have him on a live stream. And then we'll kind of go from there. But we're excited for that. So as we move forward, hope you guys see our Clad for Kids and we can all band together and raise money for an awesome cause. So keep your eyes out for that. But Mike, Tim's not in here yet?
No, not yet. Hold on. Let me double check. Oh, yes, he is. Sorry. Hold
Perfect.
on.
All right. And without further ado, everybody, the beautiful guest, Tim,
Sorry about that,
the
Tim.
Illinois Digger. Tim, we did it.
We're back, huh?
We're back, and it actually works this time. Everybody say hello to Tim. And no lag, no circle, no loading, no nothing. How's it going?
Well, it's funny because you guys are all frozen on my phone right now.
But at least you could hear us, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's why you're like, he's not in here, because I checked in like 3 times trying to get it to work. And it's
Yeah, so
Mike,
actually, it doesn't look like I could scroll much where it shows the participants. I thought it would pop up to the right of everyone, but it's actually at the bottom, and the scroll bar doesn't look like it can get down that far. So I apologize, Tim, if you were waiting for a few minutes in there.
no, that's all right.
I will
That's all
say the crowd has gone wild for you, Tim. I see Tim. Hi, Tim. Hey,
All right.
Tim. So,
Nice. Hey,
welcome.
everybody.
It's good to have you on.
Thanks for the love.
Wish Me Luck said, "Hey Tim, what did you do to these guys?" Yeah, Tim, what did you do?
Jinxing.
Yeah. Oh man. So no, it's good to have you on for the very first time. Have you done other live streams before?
One
One
I was
other
on
one.
Shane's Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah. So now you're basically a professional, right?
No, not really.
If you've done one, you've done them all.
Exactly.
That's
Uh,
If
so-
we're gonna hang out for an hour and talk about metal detecting, I think I can handle that.
Oh, yeah. An hour is probably not enough time for most of us.
Right.
That's for
No.
sure. So,
You guys
But-
seen these?
huh?
You guys seen these?
I saw you had a sweatshirt. with
Sweatshirt,
that.
right?
Yeah. That's hilarious. I love
That's
that.
awesome. Honestly, it's the truth.
We have spontaneous conversations about metal detecting, even with people who don't like metal detecting.
Oh, I bring it up regardless. They're gonna find out one way or the other. I had a tree cut down in my house today, and I talked to the tree guy about it for like 10 minutes.
Oh, you see?
We already
Exactly.
asked for overtime. We just started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nancy is asking for overtime, Tim. So just as a heads up.
I'm in.
Uh,
I got some due. We'll hang out.
oh,
It's like stoppage time, right?
click on Mike's comment. You see what he said there,
Hold
Mike?
on.
Metal
So,
detecting
no, I'm
NC.
in the private chat. Let me grab that.
Pull that up. He said, "Show your support. Become a Copperheads member." Heck yeah! And then you
True.
can do something along the lines of this. You can spam Joe De Niro's head in there. So,
Children.
but so welcome,
Shut up,
Tim. Really, all we're gonna do is just chat about metal detecting. How long you've been detecting for a while, huh?
2009. I bought my first detector.
So,
So
which one did you start off with?
I bought a White's Prism 4. Was my first detector, and I bought it. Let's see, end of March, beginning of April or something. The ground was still like half frozen, and I went out to a park and I dug probably 25 pull tabs, and the thing kept saying nickel, 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 nickel. And I dug about 25 pull tabs, and the guy that talked me into buying the thing, I said, "Here's another nickel signal. If this is another pull tab, I'm taking this thing right back to the store." And then it was a 1973 nickel,
There you go.
and I hung on to it.
Now, Wish Me Luck said my first detector was a BH Tracker 4. Yeah, a lot of people start off with the Bounty Hunter. That's for sure. I know that was one of mine. So, but what got you into it, Tim? Did someone do it, or did you just want to do it, yourself?
Yeah, I was always curious about it, as a young kid and stuff, but never, growing up, some people were kind of snickered at or giggled, but, so I never really pursued it. And then I got older, started watching some TV programs, Gold Fever, where they were shooting for nuggets out in Alaska and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's cool. And then a friend of mine, I went to his house just days later, and he had a bunch of mercury dimes and Indian head pennies and stuff on his bar downstairs. I was like, what's all this? Because I found my metal detector. I was like, metal detector? I was thinking about getting one of those. He goes, don't get one. I go, why not? He goes, because you'll be like I am. So, about 3 weeks later, I went and bought the Prism.
And he wasn't wrong, right?
He was right again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta stop, Mike. You sucker.
Jeez,
And
man.
he just donated $20. Said to help with the internet bill.
Oh my God.
You that will help. I will tell you that. But you didn't have to do that, man. That was so nice of you. Thank you, Mike. I
Thank
hope you're
you.
doing well down there, and maybe you can get up and hunt with us.
Soon.
You said you were going to, you sucker. We're waiting for you.
Gonna
You just
hold
bought
you
a
to
ticket. You just bought a ticket to the Copperhead Brotherhood metal detecting show. So
Boom.
come join in.
Melee
So
Tech
you-
DC, I met him down at Digstock this past.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you?
you guys were both at Dig Stock Light, right? Or Mini?
He was one of our like early first guests.
He's an OG.
Yeah, we need to have you back on actually. You
Yeah.
know?
Time
So
lapse.
yeah. See how much you've aged, Mike. So but anyways, so you've been hooked ever since, right?
Sure.
After
yeah.
that.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Do you remember, was there something that you found and you were just like, all right, this is it? Or was it just kind of a gradual thing?
No, once I started figuring out that, like I said, picking out targets over trash, once I figured that out, I'm like, man, I get the hang of this. And it just kind of snowballed, clad count. We wanted to try and get as much money as possible and all that stuff. And then I went to a camp up in Wisconsin that my uncle maintains.
Mm.
And on the way up there, I took my detector with me. And I remember thinking on the way up there, I'm like, man, the camp, that building's got a rock foundation. I'm like, that place has got to be old. So I asked if I could go back there and poke around with the detector. He's like, yeah, go ahead. Take the four-wheeler. So I took his quad back there and dug up my first 3 silver coins and my first Indian head penny. And I was like,
Wow.
This is what I want. Forget the clad from now on. I was this is cool. Digging a hole and the coin comes out of the hole shiny. You're like, yeah, that's cool. That's fun.
That's awesome. Then after that, you're like, a Lincoln is a Zinkin's a little different after that, right? Oh man.
You'll never go back.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Clad
For
is a
sure.
history of the past.
Yeah.
Which I will tell you, the Equinox is like a Zinkin like magnet. You will find every single Zinkin in the ground. It will sound so
Oh,
good.
Oh, the
Yeah.
crispest of signals.
half rotten and it just slams it. I know.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
find it no matter what. That's for
It's
sure.
like it got dripped through nuclear waste and it's just
Yeah.
screaming.
There it is. Yeah.
Wish Me Luck said Tim loves to find shiny. So
Sure do.
I
yeah.
suffer from the same problem.
Yeah.
Darren,
Oh, I got a
thank
bar
you very
tab.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Darren. I appreciate that, man. I can't drink that much, man. I got to become ripped like you, buddy. Jeez. He's been working out a lot, which is awesome. But thanks, Darren. You didn't have to do that, man. I appreciate that. But by the way, we just received packages, which I will post from. We got some good stickers from To Dive and Detect. They're cool new stickers that are out, which is really nice. So I appreciate that. Tim, I got to send you ours.
Yeah.
We got Dustin. I haven't even opened it yet. Rusty Digger. I got an envelope from him today, and we got to open that up, and I got to post that. And then we got this really cool, and I haven't seen him in here yet, but from Chris and the crew. We got, actually, I have one of the things in here. Thanks, Mark. That'll give me a Lunchable, baby.
The
Hell
boy's
yeah.
gonna pick him up upside down and shake that $2 out of him tomorrow. He's quaking already.
Nancy, we're getting to it. I'm sorry, but there's so much to catch up on. We missed a week, but we got this from Chris. Look, he sent me this.
Saw Delaware County Diggers is in there.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. I have been talking a lot. So, but Tim, your YouTube channel though is what, 10 years old?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
watching I hadn't seen your first videos before, so I was watching some of those before, and that was 10 years ago. How crazy is that?
That's pretty crude videos, huh?
We always talk about our first videos and how they're significantly worse than the videos that we're putting out now. That's for sure.
The cool thing about my old videos, I got some that got like 1,000 views now.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Crazy how that works, right?
Yeah.
It took 10 years to get them, but
So you went from the whites and then eventually, um, got
I
into the
went to
Mine
another.
Lab crew, huh?
Yeah, I went from a whites to another whites. I bought a DFX and I hunted with that for probably a year. And then the E-Track had already been out for a couple of years, but man, everyone was just slaying silver with the E-Track. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I can't ignore that. So I got to get one and give it a shot. And once you got used to the sounds it makes, you love that machine. I actually wore it out and bought a brand new one as it broke down. My new one showed up the day my detector took a crap on me.
Huh.
So my new one showed up. I put the batteries in it, took it out detecting, and then sent the other one in to get fixed. So at one point I had two of them, and then I got the Equinox. So yeah,
Has the Equinox been your favorite, or do you have a favorite that you've used throughout the time?
like I said, I mean, probably 8 or 9 years I used that E-Track or E-Track, and because that's a lot of time on one machine. So
Yeah.
there's a deep love for that one, I guess.
Yeah.
But I like that machine. One thing I told my buddy, I said, when I went from the whites to the E-Track to the Equinox, I forgot bottle caps existed. I
Yeah.
forgot
Yep.
running an
I hear that.
E-Track. I forgot they were even a thing until I bought that Equinox. And then I'm like, oh my Lord,
Keeps you honest, right?
oh my Lord.
You get spoiled with the E-Track. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I was like, man, I forgot about those things.
But that being said, do you think you miss stuff with the E-Track? Or do you think it's just that good to where it's like, discriminating out some of that stuff?
You got me. I mean, I know for a fact that everyone misses stuff, and I know masking is huge, especially if you get to any type of like bigger city park where they do nothing but find liquor bottles, screw caps, and it's pollution basically.
Yeah,
Roberto
basically.
wish me luck. He can vouch for it. I mean, he lives in Chicago. He hunts some of them really trashy parks. I
Yeah.
mean, in one swing, that thing just never stops making a noise. So, there's just no way you can filter all of that out.
No.
Yeah, he said no way the E-Track is a monster machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how old's the E-Track now? And it's still,
The dominant machine.
yeah, one of the better ones
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
So,
I want to say
listen.
I got mine in 10 or 11, and I think it had already been out, so it probably came out in like 8, maybe earlier. I don't know. Just a guess.
Bonnie said hi, Timmy, from your mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Mom. Now she's everyone's mom. So
Right.
she's
How's
just
she
adopted
figuring it
all of
out?
us. Oh, hey, Berks County. What's going on? I finally met, him in person, which is good. That was at our last hunt this weekend. Got a couple stickers, which was nice. Let's see here. Ohio River history. There you guys are. What the hell happened? It's Tim's fault. We're blaming Tim.
Blame it on Tim.
No, it was
Yeah.
actually my fault. So
Shane's stream was really smooth.
yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
There are no smoothness guarantees on this stream, I'll tell you that. It's almost a guarantee that it will not be. Part of our charm.
Keep it
Joe,
interesting.
Eric, you guys got something? Mike?
No, I mean, listen, it seems like you've been fortunate enough to detect in a lot of places, right, Tim?
Yeah, been around a little bit. Yeah.
No. So, what was that? Is it on your Instagram, like a certain amount of states or something like that you've covered?
Yeah. I think I'm up to 12,
That's
13.
awesome.
That's
That's awesome. What's been your favorite so far?
I had a lot of fun going out to Connecticut and Massachusetts. That was a lot of fun for me. You just, East Coast, that's where the history's at.
Yeah.
I was just down to North Carolina twice last year, and that's again, get a mix of some of the colonial stuff with a chance of some Civil War stuff. So that was fun.
It's a perfect
And
mixture.
And on Christmas, the wife and I took the kids to Florida for Christmas for the first time ever, and was it Clearwater Beach and some of the other. I'm trying to think some of the Panama or I forget the other ones, but yes, found some gold rings down there. I mean, that spoils you. So it's fun. And then you go to England and you dig up a coin that's 2,000 years old, and coming home and digging up a wheat penny just ain't the same.
Yeah.
Another
Right.
$20. What is
J-Zone.
Dang.
What the heck?
Dang.
People are feeling feisty, aren't you?
Right? Very generous people out there tonight. Thank you.
Holy cat machine. I agree.
Ain't no doubt about
I
that.
agree.
Yeah. But, and I will say this, Tim, and kind of alluding back to what you were saying about you didn't know what a or a bottle cap was.
Yeah.
I mean, did you, back when you were using the E-Track, and I don't know what kind of hunting you were doing back then, but compared to now and some of these sites, I still dig up, and, I try to dig up anything that I hear, so maybe sometimes it's my fault, but like if we hit an old home site, I'm digging like tons of square nails, tons and tons of square nails, because some of them you'll hear at 15-16 with a little bit of a crunch, so in the back of your head you're like, okay, that's a
This was in trouble. Yeah.
square nail. But I still, like, curiosity always gets the best of me, so
You can't not.
yeah. Do you see that that's pretty much for everything? Like when you were using the E-Track, you were definitely digging less of all of that stuff, and then when
No.
you switched over to the Equinox?
No, because the one thing where the Equinox would have you chasing iron is deep iron. It would always sound like deep silver.
Yeah.
And I know there was a way to watch the cursor and stuff. But that's one thing I never did. The only thing I never watched the Ferris number. I only watched the conductive numbers on them.
Oh, I see.
I know a lot of people say that's not a good way to run it, but I had a lot of success running it that way. And I dug buckets full of trash, so I just kind of learned that what it was telling you.
Mhm.
And after a while, don't get me wrong, there's always handfuls of stuff where you got, oh man, I know that's iron. I know it is.
Yeah.
Would you dig it anyway?
But the only way you're gonna find out is hold it in your hand. So here we go, going after it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's true. That's true.
That's like a question I asked Trey the other day, and I'll ask it to all you guys. Right? Is if you had the option, would you like to know what all the things that you've passed over before while metal detecting?
I don't know if I want to know.
I said yes.
I would
Yeah,
take
I would say yes,
I don't want to know where I walked over it.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's a big thing there. As long as you can't know where you missed it, so it won't drive you crazy going back to one spot and beating yourself up over it. But yeah, I think I would too. I mean, at least in general that you're in good sites if you pass over. I mean, I'd hate to know if I pass over a GW or a gold coin, but
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, which has probably happened.
or just like
It's
one of those screaming like 3940s on the Knox that is almost always just like big iron or even small iron at that point. And maybe it was just a pile of silver or a silver ingot,
J-Zone. I don't look at the numbers, I go by the sound, and that's, in reality, that's what you end up doing. I do look at the numbers, not that it makes a difference on if I'm digging it or not, because I'm going to dig it pretty much no matter what, but I like to try to guess. Do you ever do that? Try to call what you find?
You do that a lot, Trey.
I know.
Hey, I noticed your dad did it too when he was hunting. I was like, oh, like father, like son.
Always guessing, never right.
Well, you know what? I think 50 tones is really, really, really beneficial when you're deep diving into kind of your true audio tone at that point. I think that's helped me become a better detectorist overall. Is just switching to 50 and getting used to it. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just recently switched to 50 myself.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
years
I'm
running
not
the
thinking.
E-Track. When you
It
run the
might be doing
E-Track.
too many tones for me. I stick to the 5.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Rookie.
No.
That's
What was that, Tim?
Well, on a forum once there was a guy, he was one of the main reasons I did jump over to the E-Track, and he made a comment once, and someone asked him, how are you finding all this deep silver in the parks with all this trash? He said, the easiest way I can explain it to you is picture walking into a crowded room with your eyes closed and listen for one person talking. That's what you do when you walk into a busy park with all that trash, looking for deep silver. You just got to filter out all the other noise and listen for that one.
That's
No,
actually
it's
really
true.
good advice.
Yeah.
That's
That's
really good
very
advice.
good. Yeah.
And you can do that. Hey, Deep Digger Duo, what's up, man? Thanks for joining in. But you can really do that with that machine too. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will tell you, like when you lock onto something, there can be trash around, but if you get locked onto one thing,
Yeah.
it does a pretty good idea or a good job
Yeah.
of singling out that tone. That's for sure.
You run the E-Track for a while,
Post up J Zone's question.
What?
Post up J Zone's question.
Oh yeah, it says
Sorry.
when you guys are on the farm, you're looking. Are you looking deep or are you looking at the shadow because of the turning dirt or shallow because of the turning dirt? I'm doing both at that
anything
point.
that beeps. Anything that beeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good thing about farms, and I know you guys are, I know they're out or they're in the city or close to it. The good thing about farms is that the tones are few and far between, but once you get one, you're like, okay, I'm gonna definitely take that.
Here's something.
Yeah.
Here's something. Dig it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I like farm fields because you do dig trash, but for the most part, you go quiet, and then you hear something. Most of the time it's gonna be probably something that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I've been meaning. Well, let's start with you, Tim. Do you use the threshold on the knocks?
Yep. I got it turned down pretty low, but I can hear it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I guess, what did they say? Just as high as you can
Bear.
tolerate it.
I just listen. I just keep it up, turn it up high enough so I can hear the break in it.
Mm.
So if I'm going over iron, I can hear the break in the threshold. Rather than
Yeah.
turn the horseshoe on and listen to all the iron, you just turn your threshold up a little bit. You don't got to hear all the iron. You can just listen for the breaks.
Yep, and that's the crunch. I called it the crunch, but that's what I was referring to. You can hear that break, and you know that it's gonna be iron, and then I
Okay.
still dig it anyway. So,
Good
I
exercise.
believe Missouri Mike is in the chat.
what'd you say?
What?
I think Missouri Mike is in the chat.
Oh, is he?
Hey.
Somebody, yeah, there he is. He said hello, all. He's
Hey,
in.
Missouri Mike, what's up, man? How are you? Hope you're
Hey,
doing well.
Yeah.
So, I did say dirt flicker fields are great, but the coppers are some come up broach for the most part. Cellar hole coppers are in better shape.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you came out to the Northeast, Tim, did you do cellar holes or did you do farms?
It was cool because I met everyone that I hunted with out there on the forum. So I knew these guys. I mean, I knew some of their
Oh,
family from being online, and then they invited me out there. And so one guy he hunts strictly just cellar holes. Another guy he likes to hunt just farm fields.
mhm.
Another guy hunts parks. So when I went out there, they all took me under their wing for a day, and there were certain times we all went together. And I went out there with 3 guys from Illinois, and so the guys out east really took us all under their wing and took us to some of their honey holes and took us to some new spots. So I got a little taste of everything out there. It's
Yeah.
really
It's a
good.
perfect smorgasbord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the best of all the worlds, huh?
Yep. Hunted. What was it, Seaside Park in Bridgeport? Is that
Okay.
the one? And then I hunted Colt Park in what's that, Connecticut, Hartford.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess that's about it for the parks, really. There was another small park. It was actually the park district bought a big chunk of land that borders a dog park and somewhere in Connecticut, and they clear cut this entire new piece of property that I think they're planning on fencing it in as part of the dog park. And one of them guys from the forum spotted it, and he went out there and found a copper and I think part of a buckle or something like that. And so when we showed up, he goes, "I'm gonna take you to this new spot. They just clear cut this place last week." So and I found some stuff there. So he took the entire crew. There were like 8 of us out there in the field. And I'll never forget watching the one guy, Lee, pull out Spanish cob.
Oh,
And
wow.
he goes, Tim, come here, mate. He's actually from England. He goes, "Come here, mate." And I was like, "What's up?" He goes, "What is this?" And I go, he hands it to me. Like, I flipped it over, and I won't say exactly word for word what I said. But I was like, "Lee, I seen the pillar or part of the cross in the back," and I was like, "Oh my Lord, that's a cob, Lee." He goes, "Oh, it's my second one."
Oh,
2 cobs. Dang. I wish I was in that club.
Yeah.
I wish I was in the 1 cob club.
And if you don't know what a cob is, you still know that it's significant because most of them have some sort of like, the cross or whatever it may be. You can tell that it's old. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
it took a while because I never seen one. Obviously, I seen them online, and so I never actually knew how big they were because they're pretty tiny.
Tiny,
So,
yeah. That's awesome. What a story. And then like a random place too, You just never know what you're going to find. Backyard Treasures asked, do you have which coil do you use? Do you have a preference?
On the Knox, I run a stock one quite a bit. I have all 3 of them.
Yeah.
They all they all got their own place. So, but as your general kind of just all around everyday coil, I just leave the 11-inch on there.
Yeah.
It's super versatile.
It is.
It really is. Yeah.
And some people, that big 15-inch pinpoint's pretty dang good. Even in some trash, you can kind of go through and pick out some, cherry pick kind of that big coil. Even though there's other crap underneath the coil. That's one thing about that super fast processor in that machine is just you can single-handedly kind of just go through, and if you got the patience for it, if you run an E-track ever in super high trashy areas, you got to slow down.
Yeah.
And I've got years of that experience. So getting on the Knox and using that fast processor and going slow, you can cherry pick all day.
Yep, that's true.
So as long as you got the patience for it.
I've been using the 6-inch quite a bit. We've been doing a couple of house permissions, so I've been using the 6-inch. Huh?
How you liking the depth out of that?
It's doing okay so far. I the 2 places that we did hunt where I brought it up, most of the things that we had found were relatively shallow. So I didn't get a good feel for it, but I would say the seated dime that I found was probably about 4 or 5 inches, and it was entangled in some roots. And then I found a flying eagle scent, and it was probably about 4 inches down too. And then everything else was probably right around there, 3 or 4 inches. So I didn't get much. I did get one bigger piece of brass that was really deep, and but the depth so far has been okay. I haven't really tested it out, but that's a good question. Who is your favorite detecting buddy?
He is.
Set you up for an easy one there.
Oh my God. If someone can talk you into getting on a plane and flying halfway around the globe to go metal detecting, you gotta like that guy.
Right.
Now,
So
go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just gonna ask, where internationally have you guys flown across the globe?
Yeah, we went to England in 2018 in the early spring, end of February, and I'll tell the story real quick. Jeff and I hunted together for years, and one day at lunch he invited me up to detect, and we stopped for lunch. And at lunchtime, he says, "I retire in 5 years." I'm like, "Wow, I didn't think you're that old," And he's like, "Yeah," and he goes, "That's what we're looking for that age." And he says, "When I retire, my gift to myself is going to be a trip to England to go metal detecting." Did you ever see anybody do that? I said, on the forums and stuff. I'm like, yeah. And I seen the tours and stuff online you can sign up for. And I was like, yeah, I seen it. I said, you're going to do that, huh? He's like, yeah, don't you think that'd be cool? I'm like, England? You're going to get on a plane and fly? That's on the other side of the planet, man. It's like, I know, but you just ain't going to find that kind of stuff here. And I was like, yeah, but there's a lot of places here in the States that I would love to go to detect too. He's like, you're not going to find this stuff that old here. And I was like, and I didn't really comprehend what he was getting at because I didn't, just like American history, I didn't really know that much until I started detecting here.
Yeah.
So I didn't really realize England's history until I started detecting there. So fast forward 5 years, and I go online, and he's got a picture of him out in front of the firehouse with a chief and his wife and a cake and saying happy retirement. I'm like, oh my God. I hope he forgot about that England thing. And I mean, it wasn't 3 minutes later. He sends me a text. You about ready to start planning that trip? I retired today. I was like,
oops.
Yeah. So I was like, he would do anything for me. I was like, but England? I was like, man. I said, so I kind of, my way of trying to get out of it was like, all right, yeah, man, just go ahead and set it up. So I figured he'd be like, well, if you're not going to help me, I'm not going to do it all. So, but he didn't. He set everything up: plane tickets, hotel, the tour,
Really?
That's
everything.
awesome.
He told me where to be, when, and everything. We got to the airport. He knew the gate. He knew where we were going. He just took off when we got there, and man, the rest is history. Man, you start digging up coins that are 300, 400, 600, 800,000, 2,000 years old.
And that's what you guys did, Tim? You did it one of the tours?
Yeah, we went through the Colchester metal detecting club.
And I mean, I've seen some of the stuff that you find, and we'll go over, at least one thing. So it must have been worth it, right?
Yeah, that's the same club that the Dirty Dozen went through last year.
Oh, okay.
That's where Mike found his Roman gold coin, was through that club. Missouri Mike. Yeah, I'm actually planning a group trip to Colchester next year. Some YouTubers, some of them don't want their names mentioned, so I won't go ahead into the list just yet. But
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that'll be exciting.
That's exciting, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I can't wait to get back there. I got some historically relevant items that the museum wanted to hang on to for a while that's been disclaimed and is waiting for me. So
that's exciting.
Oh, good for you. That's great.
That's super neat.
That's awesome.
I'm sure you got a picture of one of them there.
Yep. I'll definitely bring him up here in a second. Mike from the Copper Poppers, love you too. Good to see you, buddy. I don't know if he's traveling or if not, but he might have a drink or two in him. That's how he's showing his affection. Dirt Flicker said, must be fun to detect in England. I saw a bunch of people that said, what a great experience. I'd love to go there. And I know we're going eventually.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy. Nancy just put the YouTube channel link in there, so thank you. Sonia said, what a cool experience. Mike said, hotel room, only Sprite tonight, broski. That's good. Good.
There we go.
So, well, that's cool. Yeah, I guess I guess let me hop into this. Mike, you'll have to bring it up probably after
You're gonna
I
have
share my
to, I
screen.
believe, text me the code.
What do you mean? Oh, no. I'll bring up the pictures. I'll share my screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, it'll just be through my email. Let's see here. So let me share this.
Sorry, everybody.
Someone was asking what that was.
Yeah, no, that's why I brought her over here.
Yeah, like Dr. Evil,
Yeah, Mr. Bigglesworth.
All right, we're going to bring up the first one here. So this is one of the ones that we are talking about there. So
that is awesome.
Amazing, right?
So intricate.
So
what was the story behind that one?
That one I dug on my last trip over there. Was September of 2019. I was actually over there during my birthday. That was on day 2 of our 10. Actually, that was a 14-day trip.
Wow.
Yeah, so I found this on day 2 of my. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. Talk about putting your vacation on cruise control. After I found it,
You're
I was
like, I'm satisfied. That's
All
for
right.
sure.
trip maker right there, done.
Let me
So
pull up.
I basically made it my mission to make everyone else's week the best it could possibly be. So I
That's
just,
awesome.
yeah. I
Now,
just
have you
kinda-
gotten that back yet?
that one I do not have back. I don't have any of my gold items that I found over there back yet, just because part of COVID, I would have been there. But the first gold coin I found was part of a hoard, so that one takes a long time to go through the treasure process. So
Mhm.
in the meantime, I went back on the file that same fall of 18. I went with Chicago Ron, and I found 2 more pieces of gold. Those are the 2 pieces of gold you see in your thumbnail.
Yeah.
The ring you see in the thumbnail has been disclaimed. The ingot has not been disclaimed, but this coin here, I just got the paperwork on. It has been disclaimed. So this one is the fastest one that's been disclaimed yet.
Okay.
So those are the only pieces that I haven't been able to bring home. Yes, I can't wait to get them back in my hands.
That's so cool.
That'll be such a great feeling.
Yeah.
Let's bring up.
Icons
see
much?
here. Huh?
Icons much?
I know. Tell me about it. Well, I was going to bring up all the. There's a picture with you, holding it.
Boom.
It kind of helps. I put that one in there so you can see how tiny it is.
It's so little. You said that's a half stater?
It's a quarter stater.
A quarter stater.
Dang.
Now, what year is that?
That one there is 70 BC.
Jesus.
It's Remy. It's from the Remy tribe. 70 BC Celtic gold quarter stater.
That's insanity.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
That's so cool.
on my first trip, I found a quarter stater also, and it was just demolished. You couldn't even tell what it was. It was a gold slug. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved it. It was,
Yeah.
and I knew it was old, and it was just. I bought the England's. It's called the ABCs of British coinage, and the guy who wrote the book, the club president is in contact with that author frequently. And he gave references in his report to what pages to look in his book for that coin. So I went out and bought the book, and I went right to that page, and I said, "That's what it's supposed to look like, huh?" So when I found this one, it was just they don't get any prettier than that one.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
that's
coin.
phenomenal.
Super crisp.
So
and-
cool.
Yeah, like I said, it was definitely a trip maker.
Man, can you imagine the story behind that? That's
Right.
incredible. Let's see here. Let's go to this one, I think. Pull this up. So what's this one here?
All right. So a lot of people ask, what's your favorite find? Well, I have a hard time really picking a favorite, but this is a really cool find, and it's a really great story. So this is actually a New York World's Fair ring from Frank Buck's Jungle Land. And during the World's Fair in New York that year, I forget the year, I forget what it is now. He's the guy that came to the World's Fair with all the big cats from around the globe. He had lions, cheetahs, and all this stuff. And you can go online today and find memorabilia from the World's Fair from him. He sold a sterling silver elephant ring. It's so cool. But they're like a dime a dozen. So when I went detecting the state, I found that in the other picture, you see a giant gold ring. It's a man's
Let me pull
college.
that up.
Yeah. It's a man's college soccer, that's a class ring or a sports ring or whatever it is. I can't find the guy. I tried tracking him down. But early in the day, I found this massive ring, and I was like, wow, same thing. I was like, man, this is a day maker.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, my cousin actually turned us on to this spot. It's actually this little wedge of property in town, and it's along an old railroad bed. So I think it was actually an old train depot or something. It's long forgotten. But I got this zinc penny signal early in the day, and I walked past it. So I didn't dig it up. I walked past it, and then for the next 2 hours, I listened to my buddy say, "Silver, silver, got one, another one, double, silver, silver." I'm like, what in the hell? You know, it's like wheat penny after wheat penny after wheat penny. I got a pocket full of wheat pennies, wheat penny, wheat penny. I was like, I can't get over a silver. It's driving me crazy. So after about the 10th, it's got one. I said, all right, I need a break. So I got to go get something to drink. So walked back to my buddy's van, and I walked over to that same zinc penny signal, super loud. I'm like, I'm just going to get it out of the way. So I dig the plug, I flip it over, and that massive gold ring comes rolling out the side of it.
Wow.
So I walked past it once and said, nah, I ain't digging that. So then I come back and to dig it up, I was just like, yes. I'm like, hey, take your silver coins and you can do, you know what, with them. Look at so, they're like, oh my God. He goes, that's, and my buddy was like, probably 20 yards away. He goes, that ain't 10K either, man. He's, I bet you that's 14. And he was right. It's a big 14K ring.
That's
so
awesome.
my cousin who turned us on to the place shows up, and I show it to him, and he's kind of freaking out. So he invites his son down. His son shows up, and he goes, my dad said you just found a big gold ring. I was like, I did. As a matter of fact, I just dug another ring too. And his girlfriend's like, no way. I was like, yeah, right here. It's like a little play ring or something. It's cheap brass or something. She goes, it's got a face on it. I was like, yeah, I seen that. I'll clean it up later. So I threw it in my bag with the coins and all the other crap. Brought it home, and the next morning, I was like, oh yeah, that ring. I'm gonna clean that up and check it out. So I cleaned it up and I read it, and I punched that into Google, and nothing but auction sites popped up. I was like, what? This is not what I want to look at. I'm scrolling down. It's nothing but auction sites. I'm like, what is going on? So I clicked on one of them, and it's that ring that sold for $1,400.
Jeez.
Dang.
I'm like, no way. So I clicked back, went to the next one, clicked on it, $1,200. Went on the next one, clicked on it, $1,100, $1,200. But they're all pristine. They were taken care of. They were never. They didn't get hit with a shovel. None of that stuff. So it's kind of, it's damaged. It's bad, but the history's there. I love it. I mean, it's one of my favorite finds.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's really cool.
cool.
It's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find a million different of the same coin, which is really fun. But the unique stuff is what's really fun to find.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can bring up your ring, Mike.
I have it right here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, bring that up here. Speaking of like specific rings, right? So we're hunting like an old 1700 site, and and Mike finds this ring, which is incredible.
So speaking of shovel hit rings as well, I clipped this. This is definitely a soft metal, but this is a Ted Evans world's tallest on Earth. And it was back in the, I think the 40s or 30s or 40s or something like that. And he at that time was the world record holder for being the tallest person on Earth. And they sold these novelty rings, and that there was a ring that fit him. But if you look at the size of it, I thought it was a pipe fitting. I mean, the thing is massive. And then I saw that there is, design all along the band of it and stuff like that. It was actually the first day out with my Knox, and it was, I think, my first significant find with the Knox, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
What was it? What did it ring up?
Honestly, I don't remember. It was a solid signal. I remember it just being like, all right, this is worthwhile to dig. I'm still learning this machine, but I know a solid tone when I hear a solid tone, so I dug it. But yeah, definitely clipped it right down the side with my shovel. But definitely a really unique find. It was cool to look at the history on it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you put it on, it's literally like
I mean, it's insane.
you
Like,
can fit like 3 fingers in the
yeah. I mean, like, what's even the point of, I guess, is like a display piece, but otherwise, what's the point of buying something like that? There's no functional use. I guess even as a necklace, like put it on a string, it's massive.
Yeah. It's
But
small.
to each their own.
Yeah.
It is
No.
pretty cool though.
A friend of mine that I met through YouTube. I got to detect with him down in North Carolina. He found I think it was the same thing. It was a Guinness World Record holder or something like that. He was in a traveling circus as the largest man on the planet
Yeah.
or something.
Oh.
And he showed me that ring. Same thing. It's massive. You know, it's the same. Like you said, you can just about put 3 fingers into the thing.
I thought we had one posted. I was going to bring up a closer picture, but I don't even see it posted. I don't know if we ever posted it.
We'll have to throw it up there as a later gram.
Yeah. We've definitely found some interesting things over the years, which is why we love this hobby so much, huh?
Yeah, if you're in this hobby long enough, you're gonna find some interesting stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you? I mean, even after digging overseas, and going to the Carolinas and the Northeast, do you still have a spot that you're like, oh, I haven't done that yet, but I really want to go?
Yeah, I actually, when I was in England, I made friends with Steve Hirschbach, and I don't know if you know who he is or not. But he's got a website and a blog, and he's a field tester for some of the manufacturers. And me and him hit it off pretty good while we were over there. And funny thing is I went back on my 2-week trip. He was in it again, so I actually got to spend
Wow, what are the odds?
almost got to spend a month total with the guy, and me and him have become pretty good friends. Actually, Steve, we keep in touch. And when we left England the last time, he says, "You ever find yourself in Nevada, Tim? Give me a call. We'll go out in the desert and shoot for some nuggets." He goes, "I'm not going to promise you a lunker, but I'll get you a picker." I was like, "You're on, man." So I think my next trip, as bad as I want to go to Digstock this fall, I don't think I'm gonna be able to squeeze 2 trips in. So
That's a tough decision, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Digstock will be here next year too, probably.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. Yeah.
I don't want to pass up this opportunity. Steve's a good dude, and I've never found a gold nugget. And back to one of your very first questions is what's got you into this is watching that Gold Fever on TV and him finding nuggets out in the desert with a metal detector. So this is my opportunity to actually go and do that finally after 11 years.
That's cool.
That'll
I
be
can't wait to
awesome.
see that one come out as you
I
pull
know,
out the
right?
lunker. You
Yeah.
never know. You never know.
You never know. Hoping for an overload signal.
Yeah. Does anyone in the chat have a question for Tim? You guys have been doing a really good job throwing out some questions out there for him, and
Yeah, what do we got?
we've seen a lot of good stuff come through.
Just waving them on.
Huh?
Tim, do you use E-Track at all anymore?
I actually sold them both.
Oh, you sold them both.
Everyone goes, "Oh, we collect detectors." I had a heck of a collection. I had like 7 detectors at one time or 8, and I just said, before they're completely worthless and no value to them, I may just try and get some of my money back out of them. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. I thinned a herd. I kept my Equinox and my Excalibur, and then I just recently bought the wife a 800 also.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And then when I went to Digstock, I won the day, so I'm back up to 4 now, or 3.
Yeah, free detector doesn't count, right?
Yeah.
Still taking up space here, so you gotta.
That's true. That's true. Provides the extra conundrum of which one do I use?
It doesn't take up a lot of space, she says.
That's what I told my wife. I said, in the next year, you might see another metal detector hanging out in the garage, just to give her a heads up.
Yeah. The funny thing is, when she started showing some interest in it, she goes, "I don't want nothing heavy," and she goes, "I really don't want a mine lab." And I was like, "Okay, well then we should get you, this Deus thing." And she's like, "All right." She goes, "That's the only thing is I'm not gonna be able to help you with it because I don't really know anything about it."
That's
Yeah.
true.
So I see Don's in the chat. He's oh yeah. Yeah, we'll go to that story next, I guess. So it's funny. Just to keep things simple, she's okay. We'll get me a Knox so you can help me. So I bought her the Knox, and then 3 weeks later, I go down to dig stock and I win a Deus. So she's like, "Oh, that's mine."
She laid claim to it pretty quick, huh?
That's funny.
On Instagram when I posted it that day. That's mine.
So what did you find on your way home from the East Coast?
Yeah, so my second trip out there, Don was there with his son Alex, and I don't want to say I had a bad trip because I didn't. I found a KG2, which was awesome, and that's what I'll go out there for, hoping to find something old, 1700s or even earlier 1800s stuff. Around here, you're not going to find anything older than, say,
Right.
I mean, if you get some 1850s around here, you did well. So, guys out east find stuff 100 years older than that regularly. So, to go out there, it's kind of fun. So I did find a 1730 something, I think, KG2, but nothing really like, I don't know. I guess I had a little more higher expectations. I don't know why, but for whatever reason I did. So as the weekend wrapped up, we all split. Everyone started heading back to Illinois, and I don't like driving in the dark anymore because I like to see the scenery. So anymore, I drive about an hour, 2 hours into the dark, and as soon as I can't stop seeing my surroundings, I like to see the hills and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
When I go out west, I want to see the mule deer and the antelope and stuff like that. So I anymore I just drive in the daylight. So I stopped in New York State on the way home, and I set for a wake up call, and I said I'm just gonna go drive around and door knock a little bit in the morning, see if I can't get a place to hunt until 1 o'clock. I gotta be home by a certain time because my son's last home football game was that night. So
Mm.
couldn't miss that, right? And I think it was parents' night, so I had to be on the field. So I couldn't miss it. So I went door knocking, and the area I picked was just I was asking for it. So out in the middle of the country, I picked these four. There's on 4 corners of this intersection are 4 2-story brick homes, and you can tell they're early 1800s. They're massive mansions back in the day, and there's 4 of them on the corner. I knocked on all 4 doors and got 4 no's. So I was pretty well beat down. I was like, God, they don't want me here in New York. So I guess I'm just gonna get in my truck and go home. So as I backed out of the driveway, the last home, I could see another driveway going down along the edge of that house, and there's a little tiny farmhouse back behind it, and there's cars and stuff back there in the barn back there. I was like, well, what's one more no? It can't hurt. So
Yeah.
backed up, and I pulled into that driveway and went down there, and the old guy said, I don't care, just don't be digging no holes in my yard. I was like, well, I gotta dig a small hole. He goes, I want to see what you're doing. I was like, yeah, let me get my stuff on. We'll find something. We'll dig it up for you. He's like, all right. So I took him out there, and the first signal is like a 2-inch penny signal, right? So I'm like, perfect one. I can dig this little tiny hole and keep it super clean and show him a penny. So I dig this hole, I don't know, about 4 inches around, just barely big enough to get my hand into. And I'm digging and digging and digging, and I'm down about 8 inches, and I'm generating this pile of dirt. I'm going, oh my God, I should just give up on this. What are you doing, you fool? He's gonna kick you out of here. And reached down in the hole, and it was a girl's bracelet, an old copper one, kind of worn out. And he's like, unbelievable! I can't believe that. So instead of getting kicked out, I amazed him, right? So he basically turned his back and just walked away. He's just kind of have at her. So, but he stayed there and watched me patch the hole up. And once he seen it was patched up, then he just kind of turned around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said I got until 1 o'clock. So I detected for 2 hours, and it was like 10 to 1, and it's just started raining. I'm like, oh man, I have my E-track, can't get it wet. So and it's been wet many times, but I said, I'm gonna hunt underneath this tree and I'm gonna make a beeline for the truck, and I gotta get out of here, or else I'm gonna miss the game, So I come around the tree and I get this signal. It's a penny, and I don't know if you guys run E-tracks, and you guys, if you wiggle it just right, and it's a silver dime, it'll get you that one high pitched tone for the deep dime. No matter how hard I wiggle, it wouldn't give me the dime numbers. It wouldn't give me that 46 I wanted to see. So I said, well, I'm not going to walk past. It's pretty deep. It's probably a clad dime. So I dug it up, and I could see the edge of a silver coin in there. I was like, oh yes. And I go, wait a minute, that's a weird size. Oh, what is? And I'm thinking real, or first thing in my head was 20-cent piece. That's a 20-cent piece. Oh my Lord. Turned out to be a 1830 cat bust dime.
Cat bust.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Cherry. Just
Yeah.
one of the prettiest coins I've ever, silver coins. As far as the old ones, no. This is actually my second cat bust. I actually dug a cat bust here in town. And it was, you had to get it in the light just right to even tell what it was. It's super slick. So to dig this one and just have it be mint that was my trip maker that I was hoping to find in Mass, or in Connecticut, but actually ended up getting it in New York. So whatever.
Yeah, that's
a
okay.
win for the weekend,
Yeah.
right?
Now I fly the I Heart New York flag.
I did see Missouri Mike ask about a pulse machine. Do you use the GXP pulse machine?
No, I've used the Excalibur.
I do have a comment, if I may. Tim is one of the more knowledgeable guys in the community and a great storyteller. Great guy. Did you pay him to say that, Tim?
No, thanks, Shane.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
that's cool. I could tell you. And that's the fun part about metal detecting too. Is a lot of your significant finds you probably have a story for, and you could tell the story for. I remember almost all of mine, for some of these significant finds. I'm sure you can do the same thing, Mike. I brought this up. Here's your cat bus.
Oh
There
my
it
goodness.
What a beautiful coin.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, and then did you find that in the same yard there?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I gotta go, and I tripped over this thing. I go, wait a minute, God, that's deep. I gotta know what that is. I was like, all right, now I gotta go. Just shut the machine off. I just shut it off and I left.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
too funny.
2 hours in the yard, and the last 2 holes I dug were those 2 coins.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, shoot. Finish
Yep.
strong, I guess.
Yep.
So, anyways, so I don't see any other questions coming through.
no.
Joe, Mike, Eric, you guys got anything left for Tim?
No, man, those stories were phenomenal, though, and
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you,
I can
Tim.
only imagine how many more you got to tell too after protecting for so long. That's
We'll
awesome.
have to do a Tim part 2 where there's no
Yeah.
technical difficulties. That's for sure. So, but no, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah,
That
thank you
was
for
really
sharing.
cool.
Thank you.
And it
I
sucks because
appreciate
we'll
it.
be at Diggs Talk. It would be really nice to meet you, but I hope you find the biggest gold nugget that's out there. So,
All right. Don't count me out. You might see me there, but I'm really thinking I'm gonna try and get out to Nevada.
I don't
Yeah.
blame you.
yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed. So, but thank you guys, everybody, for coming in and chatting with us. We really do appreciate it. Southwest Florida said, I sat here and listened. And that's what you do for a good storyteller. You just sit there and freaking listen. You even
Right.
got me to shut up, Tim, which is pretty impressive. But anyways,
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
no, thank
No,
you
we
so
truly
much.
appreciate
And
it.
Nancy, you got the extra 15 minutes, so there you go. And everybody's happy at this point. So you have the yeah, you do. He does have an awesome Instagram, and you do live streams as well, Tim.
Live videos on Instagram every now and then. I have never done a live stream on YouTube or anything like that.
Yeah. So check him out on Instagram. Follow his YouTube channel. And again, thanks, Tim. And then thanks for everybody for showing out and chatting. So we appreciate it. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but until next Wednesday, you guys have a good week. Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
And then